I know I need to size up with you, and when I defang the Viper, trust me, ain't gonna come from nowhere. Jeff, I already put you out. I don't even know why you're out here right now. Keep on talking. Hey, do me a favor. Why don't you act like this is an AA meeting and you shut your mouth while I'm sharing with the group? And Mustafa, you out here, a boy among men. And I'm gonna tell you what, you got lucky at the Rumble, so I know you're gonna come out here and run your mouth about how bad you are. But let me give you a little bit of a reality check. You see, Mustafa, you said that my eyes don't lie. Well, your eyes don't lie either, because last week, they were closed real tight when I put your simple ass to sleep. And AJ, hey man, be honest with me. How's our old girl Wendy doing?
Done. Now let's get to the women's side, because this is how this all started. Yes. You know, with wanting to do the rankings for the women's side to see, like, hey, you know, let's rank them and see. And part of this too for me was an exercise in seeing, like, okay, people are saying that, hey, you know, be patient. Let's actually look at the talent and see how much talent there is. And I had a tough time, honestly, with this list, because there's so many names. Honestly, there's officially, I think, 24, 25 wrestlers you said that they had on their website.
Yep.
And I was rattling off names, you know, left and right, going, oh man, like, who do I leave off? How do I do this? And they've got a lot of talent.
Who do I put above who ranking wise?
Yeah. So, and it's tough. And I don't know, even looking at this now, I kind of have even contentions with my own list. Like, I kind of want to move some people up a little bit more, even as I'm looking at this.
Mid-podcast right now? Mid-recording?
Mid-podcast, I'm already going through it right now. I'm like, I do not have Chris Stanlander high enough. Like, I'm just looking at it right now. Serena Deeb, she's way too low.
I think I got her high enough. I think I got Chris Stanlander.
Like,
yeah, Serena Deeb, I got her. I think my list is respect.
I'm gonna stick with it. I'm just gonna say where I'm at, and then, you know, this could be something.
Man, stand on it, man.
And,
just stand on it. 10 toes down.
It's gonna be what it is. So, number 12, I have Anna Jay. Anna Jay, I feel like, you know, she has been an integral member of the Dark Order. She, for me, is kind of in that leadership role. Like, they're not really naming a leader, but anytime, like, when they were having their infighting, it was Anna Jay who told them, like, hey, y'all figure this shit out, or you're not coming out there with me, period. Like, and they just shut up and listen to her. She's the queen of the Dark Order. And in wrestling matches, I feel like wrestling matches have been strong. Her charisma is there, but also I think that she could be one of those, like, young pillars for the women. As far as MJF, something that he said in an interview, he said, some people were saying, why didn't you, you know, put yourself with names like, you know, the Jerichos or the Kenny Omegas? Like, why did you pick the Jungle Boy, you know, Darby Allin, you know, guys like that? And he's like, well, all those other guys, like, yeah, they're great now, but they're a lot older than me. And I'm saying I'm going to be here when I'm, you know, for 25 years. You know, I'm going to be here for 20, 25 plus years. So I'm trying to establish and name names of people who are all, like, young like me in our 20s, and they're going to be there with me in the next 25 years. And I said, man, that's a great point. You know, I feel like the Anna Jays, the Tay Contis, like them,
foundation.
They could be the foundation for the next 20, 25 years for this women's division if they really wanted to, you know, to do that and to keep them around for that long. Yeah. So, you know, Anna Jay, I feel like I could see her as being a person that now, yes, she's still building, but, you know, she's got the look, she's got strong wrestling abilities, she's in a faction that is wildly popular. And she went from being this magician character that I was just like, I don't know if this is going to work at all, to being in a faction that I love. And I look at Anna Jay and I say, you know what? Yeah, like, I could see you being something. Like, you just keep at it, keep doing what you're doing, and she's going to be great. So Anna Jay I've got at 12. Number 11, I've got Red Velvet. Red Velvet, stir it up. I think I like Red Velvet. I feel like Red Velvet, you know,
people might say, like, well, these are the two women who seems to be the most, when it comes to, like, wrestling wise, a little bit undeveloped.
And that's not, I don't have an issue with that. I feel like, for me, again, when I talked about Anna Jay and talking about, like, building blocks for the women's division, like, I think Anna Jay is going to be around for a long time. She's really young. I feel like Red Velvet too. She's new in the game, but she's catching on really quick, and she's getting, as green as they say she is. She's one of the few that I feel like we do see her somewhat regularly over some of the other names that I'm going to mention. And so to me, and she's in the tournament. She had the little bit of a feud with Jade Cargill that's going to resume in this TBS tournament. We're going to see that. Like, she actually has a story going on. Like, it seems like there's actually development going into Red Velvet right now that some of the other women are not getting. So for me, as far as a ranking, like, I put her there because I feel like even though they, like, her and Anna Jay are the most green that I have on this list, they're the ones that are maybe getting the best development in general on this list, which is kind of weird to say, but that's just my opinion based on what I'm watching them do as far as booking.
I get that understanding,
like
man.
Storylines,
like they're getting the experience.
Yes. Yeah. So those two I have at 12 and 11. Now 10. So this is where I'm gonna say, like, all the people here, they are, I think, people who, if you put a championship on them right now, no one's gonna be like, the fuck, what? Why? No. If you started from this part here, because again, I started this as a top 10. So the 12 is like, hey, Anna Jay, Red Velvet, I feel like they need to be represented because for me, those two, I feel like they are on that cusp. But number 10, I've got Abaddon, right? And Abaddon is somebody who, when she shows up on screen, you're watching, you're like, what the fuck am I looking at right now? Yep. And she is rarely used on television. She really doesn't have any buildup, really no storyline. But anytime, like, even Britt Baker didn't want to fight her, she's like, oh, hell no, I don't want any of this. And it's believable. It's understandable. Yes, I get it.
Yes.
But, just her character and just how much you can tell how invested she is in this character. And it scares the shit out of me watching it. And I'm like, this is perfect. This is the type of person that you can say, hey, if you were to say put Britt Baker instead of Tay Conti in that matchup with her, I'd be afraid that Britt might lose, and it could be Abaddon as world champion. And what the hell is that going to look like? Let me tune in to see what Abaddon as AEW Women's Champion is going to look like. So for me, Abaddon is there in that top 10. Number 9 for me is Jade Cargill. Jade Cargill, right now, she looks like $1 million. She looks like $1 billion. She has the look. She's got that presence. The wrestling in the ring right now, she's doing just enough with the power moves. The length of the matches, too, are perfect for her. She's going out there and she's dominating, and just overall, like, she's starting right. Like you said, the pacing, right? Learning from guys like the Tribal Chief. Like, hey, take your time. Talking to the camera, letting people know I'm that bitch. Like, she's got, like, these are the basic building blocks of someone who could be a world champion. So for me, if you put the TBS championship on her, no one's gonna say, hey, what the hell? They're gonna be like, yeah, no, that makes sense. Her as TBS champion would make sense. Her as AEW world champion makes sense. If she were to show up every week and have a matchup where she does exactly what she does now, no one's going to be like, oh, what the hell's going on? Why is she on TV? No, it's going to be understandable. She's going to go out. She's going to break, these girls that she goes against, and it's going to be entertaining as fuck. So for me, Jade Cargill is number 9. Another person who likes to, and I mean, I think she used the phrase break bitches, is Nyla Rose. Woo! Nyla Rose too, number 8. She goes out there and she does work, power wrestling. Her and Jade Cargill are kind of in that same, like, dominant, takes their time to really put damage on people. But Nyla is a little bit more, like, I guess, athletic, and she's willing to go to the top rope and do a move here or there for to mix it up a little bit more experience in the game. But really, you put Nyla Rose in a matchup with anybody, and for me, Nyla is gonna be like that fear factor of, oh, she's gonna break this chick. Like, it's terrifying and stuff like that. I feel like, yes, that's must-see TV. Yes. Like, you put the championship on someone like her, and it's like, damn, like, who's next to get destroyed? So, and I feel like there is an opportunity for more with Nyla and Jade. Like, those two going against each other, like, the unstoppable force meets the immovable object. Like, what could you do there as
I
far
like
as
that
like,
story.
yeah, just like, hey, who's the batter of the two? You know, like just let them go at it a little bit.
Who's
I
the
think that
baddest
could be fun.
bitch? That'd be
Yeah,
like,
but then putting them against anybody else here, I feel like you're going to have a strong matchup because you're going to have like the David and Goliath, power versus speed, matchup. So I think that there's potential there as well. All right. Now here's where we get into your technical wrestlers, like the ones that in AEW right now that I feel like, one, also you can put the championship on them, but also two, from a technical wrestling standpoint, they've got it. Like no excuses. Like you could say, okay, Anna Jay, Red Velvet, Jade Cargill, and they're still a little bit green in the ring. But don't tell me Serena Deeb is green in the ring. Do not. Do not tell me number 7, Serena Deeb, is green in the ring. No. Serena Deeb is someone who, regardless of what company you're talking about, the women there, they know her name, they know what she's about, they respect her, they say, hey, she's amazing, she's awesome. You watch the matches, you watch her and Hikaru Shida in that last matchup they had in the tournament, and that to me was a 5-star matchup. And it's like, how do you not respect the work that woman can do? Yes, you could say, well, on the microphone, she's not. Jungle Boy's not, super, comfortable on the microphone yet either. He's getting there, but he's not someone who I would say he's on MJF's level, or on Chris Jericho's level. So that shouldn't be the bar. You know what I'm saying? If anything, if they can just go out there because the wrestling, you say you don't want them to botch. Okay, fine. Serena Deeb is one that you can trust to go out there and put on a solid matchup every single week. Consistent. So no problem there. Tay Conti. Tay Conti is next at number 6. For me, Tay Conti, I don't want to hear anymore about her being green. I don't want to hear anymore about, her issues. Look, she's going out there. She's having great matches. She's wrestling Britt Baker for the championship right now. I think she's proven herself to say, hey, she's a person that can be on television every week. And also, too, just the popularity she has from social media, from listening to the crowd every time she's out there. They love Tay Conti. They've accepted who Tay Conti is, how she wrestles. At this point, it's like they just want to see her now. They want to see more of her. She was on Dark just this last episode. Put that shit on Dynamite. Just put it on Dynamite. Why are you keeping Tay Conti?
She's always on Dark.
Yeah.
She's always on Dark. Every week, bro. Even when I went to go see CM Punk and they did all those Dark matches before Rampage, I saw Tay Conti.
Yeah.
In Dark.
For me, it's just Tay Conti, her star is at a high right now, and you have to take advantage of that. You got to put her in front of as many of these casual fans, whether it's AEW, Dynamite, Rampage, doesn't matter. Tay Conti should be on those shows one way or another. And for me, wrestling, have her wrestle, at least on one of those 2 shows every week. Like she should be on one of those 2 shows every week, whether it's Dynamite or Rampage. No excuses. Tay Conti is there. She's proven it. Done. Number 5 for me is Chris Stanlander. Chris Stanlander, again, it's kind of in a similar vein as Tay Conti, where I'm saying, like, I don't see the holes in her game at this point to say I'm going to keep her off of television because she's green or she can't do this or that. The fans love her. They love Chris Statlander. The little, boot me. Like they all just love that little thing that she does. Just her character, the whole alien thing, like people have accepted it. She's with the best friends and she's over with them, but she's over by herself too. She has a match. She goes out there and has matches and people are into it. I'm into it. It seems like she's so capable in the ring. She's pulling top rope moves, power moves. She can handle herself. No reason to keep her off television. Hikaru Shida. I just talked about the matchup with Serena Deeb. Hikaru Shida's at number 4. The match with Serena Deeb, 5-star matchup. How are you not capitalizing on that and having Hikaru Shida just wrestle every single time after that? Like there's no excuse for that.
Well, do you remember how she was treated as the champion?
Exactly. She was in the audience, just part of the crowd, basically.
Just happy to be here.
Happy to be here. Just, hey, I'm just here. Like, no. And she's the longest reigning champion now too. But if it doesn't feel like that, like it just, I don't know. It feels like they took it for granted. Like that whole run, like AEW took it for granted. It didn't really showcase her. Didn't really let us get to know her, like we should have.
Yeah, because you say like, yeah, she was the longest reigning AEW Women's Champion. Like we should know that all the time. Shit, I know Baylor would let you know all the time. She's not champion, but she would let you know. That'd be like one of the first things that would come out her mouth is her resume.
Dude, they talk more about the fact that she's the first to 50 more than the fact that she's the longest reigning AEW Women's Champion. And 50 wins is great. Like that's cool to make that a thing and have the plaque and everything. And Serena Deeb and her story being sent around that. Serena Deeb doesn't want her to, I'm not going to be the 50th win. What the fuck? No. But but she was the longest reigning champion. That should mean something. To me, it means something. She's just one of the best they got. Okay, Ruby Soho. She comes over. She's number 3 for me. Number 3. She comes over from WWE, and it's like as soon as she got released, I said to myself, she needs to go there. She needs to go to AEW, and she can be one of the top stars in AEW. Period. Like Ruby was so underutilized in WWE, it was disrespectful. And so for her to go to AEW, it's like, okay, I think this is a place that's going to really accept her and let her shine and let her flourish. And you see Tony Khan with her, after All Out, and it seemed like she's just glowing. She's so happy to be there. Tony is so happy to have her there. It's awesome. You see her matches. She's sharp. You see her. You hear her promos. She is sharp. Like everything is just clicking with her. And for me, it's just like, okay. Again, what are the holes in Ruby's game to keep her off of television? Like, what is it about her that would say to you, I can't have her on every episode that we have, period? Like, let's just get you work. I don't care. Every episode of Dynamite, every episode of Rampage, you telling me, like, okay, if we do that too much, people are going to get tired of her? Let me see that happen, and then let's turn her heel, if that's going to be the case. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't even buy that excuse.
Yeah, like even last week when you said the AEW crowd, that type of crowd wouldn't get tired of having consistent Ruby Soho matches.
No way.
Week by week.
No way.
Yeah.
No
honestly,
way.
Man, the AEW crowd, that somewhat reminds me of a Saudi crowd. They just
they're happy with pretty much anything.
Happy to be there, man.
They genuinely love everything that AEW does.
Yes.
So it does not matter who you put out there, they're going to love it. And you know what? If they make mistakes, they're going to understand. They're going to be okay with it. It's going to be fine. The cage match that MJF and Chris Jericho had and that ridiculous ending, the death match, that we had with that ridiculous ending, and still AEW fans love it. So you mean to tell me they're not going to do the same thing for the women? Really? And with these women that I'm saying right now, I feel like you don't even really have to worry about like huge issues with botching with at least the top 10, I would say. Like, Ruby Soho specifically, I'm not worried about her in ring. If anything, she is one of the more ready, period. But starting from Serena Deeb, I got Serena Deeb at 7, Tay Conti at 6, Chris Statlander at 5, Hikaru Shida at 4, Ruby Soho at 3. You tell me any one of them that you would say, oh, I don't think that they're going to have a good match if I put them in the ring tonight. Like,
yeah, I can't. There's no rebuttal for that for me, sir.
Right. There just isn't. There just isn't. So I'm gonna keep going. The top two is gonna be pretty predictable here, but it is what it is. Yeah. Thunder Rosa, number 2. Love Thunder Rosa. It's Thunder Rosa. What else do you have to say? Yeah, it's just she's awesome. Now, some will say, okay, she's got a lot going on. I get it. Okay, cool. But Thunder Rosa does wrestle on Dark too. Like they could just say, hey, instead of having you wrestle on Dark, we'll just have you wrestle on Dynamite. We'll just keep it to that. Like we'll keep you to the main shows and then have the wrestlers that need a little bit more work, we'll put them on Dark. So you can just do that. Now we do have a 6-woman tag match coming up on Dynamite tomorrow that'll have Thunder Rosa and it'll have Tay Conti teaming up together. So we will get them both in the same matchup, but consistency. to have someone in Thunder Rosa in your company and not put them on television, to not be able to find TV time for them to go out there and wrestle, not just promos, but wrestle.
Yes.
That's come on, man. What are we doing? And finally, number one, you know what time it is. Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, number one. There's no debate. There's no question. She's killing it as champion. Her wrestling, don't give me, she's botching or whatever. No. She's awesome. She's pulling, destroyers. She's improved so much. She's on point with the wrestling, on point with the promos. There is no one better right now. And I could make an argument that even if you put her against the women of WWE, that she's right up there with them now. So just there's no question about it with Dr. Britt Baker. She's on that level right now. I'm saying with Sasha, with Charlotte, with Bayley, with Becky, I would put Dr. Britt Baker
Say with your
right
chest.
there.
Say with your chest.
Saying it. She's right there with the 4 horsewomen. I'm saying it. I said it. It's done. She's on that level for me. So, hey, yes, have her wrestle. Have her in the ring, do her thing, and cut promos. Build a whole show storyline around her. Do it. Strap that rocket on her back and let's go. It's time. So that's where I'm at with that. So Dr. Britt Baker, number one. So the list in entirety, Anna Jay, Red Velvet are 12 and 11. Then I got Abaddon at 10, Jade Cargill at 9, Nyla Rose at 8, Serena Deeb at 7, Tay Conti at 6, Chris Statlander at 5, Hikaru Shida at 4, Ruby Soho at 3, Thunder Rosa at 2, and Dr. Britt Baker, DMD at 1.
Oh, man. Nice list. I love it, brother. So, my top 12 for the AEW women's. All right, so it's funny that you had Abaddon at number 10. I got her at 12.
Okay.
Abaddon, yes. Like, for the very same reason you said it, man. Like, you spoke well about it. Like, she makes you glued to the screen. Like, you want to know about her. Like, yeah, we haven't seen much about her. You haven't seen much of her wrestling, promo-wise, whatnot. But her character is so loud that you have to take notice. Like, man, and that match she had with Britt Baker was slapping, bro. She the thumbtacks and, I'm like, we doing that? Like, my
seriously,
back.
seriously.
Them ladies got down, bro.
Yeah.
And that's what if I didn't seen that match, Abaddon with Britt Baker, I'll probably have it right on the outside. Maybe, honorable mention for Abaddon. But, yeah, she already slapping with the character, but seeing her again and with one of the top women in wrestling, Britt Baker, just seeing the type of match they had, hardcore style, hell yeah. I'll rank you number 12. I'll put you in the rankings. Number 11. I'm surprised I didn't hear this name from you, sir.
You're going to say Layla Hirsch?
Oh!
Yeah. It was tough. It hurt me. I just feel like I haven't seen enough.
You the tactical guy, bro.
I know. I love Layla Hirsch. I love Layla Hirsch.
I'm like, okay. I'm like, maybe you got it up higher than
I almost cut you off. I almost cut you off, and I was going to say honorable mention because that's one of those that, when I was going over this, I'm like, she hasn't done much recently, and it's hard for me to put her there, like, in this list over any of these women now. But from a technical wrestling standpoint, I put her over Anna Jay and I put her over Red Velvet. Like that's easy. Clean, just pure wrestling. Yes, Layla Hirsch is going to be on this list. Overall, it's just, that's part of the problem is like they're not showcasing her as much as I feel like she deserves. So,
but the times I've seen her, I'm like,
she's great. Yes.
Exactly. That's what. It stays in my brain. I'm like,
yes.
Number 11, Layla Hirsch.
Yeah, I'm tempted to even say, hey, you know what, Anna Jay, I'm sorry, I'm gonna put Layla Hirsch above you, and right now here.
Let me scratch this list out.
No, but the list is what it is, and we'll revisit it in the future. But Layla Hirsch deserves that love, absolutely.
All right, number 10, Jade Cargill.
Yeah.
Yes, one of the future pillars, I think, in the women's division. She's being booked like a superstar. I love it. Her and her manager, was it Mark Lester or Mark Esquire or something like that? I
You
know it was
know,
Mark something.
no, Mark something.
Mark something. Yeah, you know. Yeah, y'all correct me out there in the YouTube world or podcast, Spotify world. Just let me know. But anyways, yeah. Number 10, Jade Cargill. Yeah, man, she is phenomenal, bro. Just look wise, she has it. Character wise, she got it. Wrestling wise, it's coming together. You know what I'm saying? She has a lot of potential to get even better. And that's what excites me too. Like, man, she's just on the cuffs. Like, I can't wait when it all clicks for her. But right now, she's a powerhouse. She got the power game. I love the pacing of her matches. She takes the time. I love every time the way she pins. She flexes too. Like she's showing off to the crowd, speaking to the crowd.
Yeah.
So she want people to take notice. She has a good catchphrase. I'm that bitch. So that's cool. Like you said, man, like I would love to see a match. I would love to see the match between Nyla Rose and Jade Cargill, man. Maybe it'll be like a stipulation, like, cause she like to use that bitch, and like, man, the baddest bitch,
right.
Who can use this?
Only one can use this going forward. Whoever wins this matchup, there can only be one.
Baddest bitch stipulation.
Right.
Oh man, but yeah. But like, that's gonna be fantasy booking. But yeah, man, she got it, man. That's why I got her at number 10, Jade Cargill. Number 9, Tay Conti.
Nice.
Yes, she has the look. I love the martial arts background she brings, and like I love the kicks she brings. Now she's getting more into the technical wrestling too, with a little bit of the power game, which I can appreciate.
Brazilian jiu-jitsu.
Yes, she is a master at that. she don't fuck around with that. That's what I'm saying. But yeah, man, Tay Conti, man, like I'm glad that I maybe, and which I don't understand, like, why did NXT have the handcuffs on her?
That's one that they flubbed that man bad. Like, I don't understand it.
Right, black and gold version. This ain't NXT. This is before they converted to 2.0. This was when Triple H running things, bro. I'm like,
I remember her being in the Mae Young Classic and thinking like, okay, like she's got something, and then she would show up every once in a while on NXT, and it just, I don't know, it just, for whatever reason, she would do great, but then they would book her to lose, and it just didn't make any sense. And then it just seemed like, okay, she put out that post, like she something about her, I don't know if she thought she was fired or she was a free agent. Then she showed up in dark matches with a t-shirt, kind of hinting to the crowd like she's a free agent. And finally she was released. And it was so weird. I'm like, what? Like, what are you guys thinking?
Yes.
And for her to land in AEW, I was like, okay, cool. Like, a second chance is great. And it's amazing to see her flourish now. Like, she's doing a great job.
Man. Yeah. I love the dynamic between her and Anna Jay, man. Like the friendship, how it blossoms on air with their chemistry. Love that, man. And man, Tay Conti, like I said, they floundered that in NXT because that caught my attention. Come out, say, Latinas do it better. I'm like, oh, who's this? You know what I'm saying? Come out with that, that music too. I'm like, oh, okay, cool.
Yep.
And then she got released. She come over to AEW, and she just showed off. I was like, wow, she is a superstar.
That match with Hikaru Shida for the championship.
Oh, yes. Fire.
Yes.
Fire, bro. Yes. And then possibly this match.
This is going to be great.
Full gear.
Oh, man.
Tay Conti, that could be possibly fire, man. So I can't wait for that. But number, what was it? Number 9, Tay Conti.
Yeah.
Number 8, Swole.
I knew you would put Big Swole.
You know I'm gonna put Big Swole on this list. Much as times I talked about Big Swole. Yes. And I got a top 10 too. So Big Swole, just what more can I say? Like, I when I see the crowd respond to her, I get confused when I hear people say, like, she gets lost on people. I think she doesn't. She's relatable. She comes out all hype. That Diamante rivalry feud on Dark was so fucking cold, so fucking slapping. They even had like the promo work. What kills me that they took their time with this and they refused not to put it on Dynamite. Like
Yeah.
they actually had a sit down promo style and Mark Henry sitting, being the mediator, and that shit was fire, bro. I'm like,
Wow.
what are we doing?
Makes me
Why?
mad because I didn't see that, because I don't watch Dark, I don't watch Elevation,
Exactly.
and
You'll tap in from here and there, like
yeah, like I
it's
saw the
just
last one, but every once in
yeah,
a while, like I'll just see it, but I won't see it consistently, and I didn't see it during that time period. And so watching Dynamite and Rampage exclusively, I wouldn't even know that existed, until you bring it up. So that shows just how shitty that is. If you got something that good going on Dark, bring it over to Dynamite.
yeah.
Why not?
Big
Yeah.
Swole is a star. She got the mouthpiece. I remember when she took this break and came back and said, basically, I'm just paraphrasing that, she's gonna be that. She's taking no prisoners, basically. Like she's gonna be that chick, just wreck everyone. But haven't seen that
No.
on the main show.
Yep.
You
Yep.
know, like that's why I get frustrated when with AEW on the women's side when you want to hide this greatness. Like,
Yeah.
no, just put it on Dark. Just keep it over there. We don't need that on TNT. We don't need people to see that. Why? It's part of
Right.
your This is good shit right here.
Right.
Add that second part, that second match that second women's match that we're asking. That was one of them right there, bro.
That was
that
it.
feud. You could
Yeah.
have gave us that 3-4 weeks.
Yep.
Bam, bam. All right, and then cool. Move on.
Yep.
Yeah, but number 8, Big Swole. Number 7, Serena motherfucking Deeb.
Yeah, we both got Serena Deeb at 7.
Yeah, it's crazy.
We both got Serena Deeb at 7.
It's crazy. Yeah, but she is a master in the ring. And now I love this heel turn too. And she's not with the whole bullshit of being the 50th wrestler. Like you cashing in on me. 50 wins. Like fuck that.
Right. Nope. Not letting that happen. Yeah.
Right. And I took that personal. Right, man. Like, and I love this whole attitude because she was always vicious in the ring to me. The way she had the couple of matches she had with it was her and Thunder Rosa. I'm like, man, she could get down. Like, I see how she's violent, but she's coming out as a face. But then she did that switch to heel. Yeah. You're killing it. I want to see you as as an AEW champion. Like, I think from like 8 on, I could see anybody, or maybe just 10 on. Yeah, because I got Tay Conti.
I was gonna say
on.
with your list right
on.
here, yeah.
From 10 on, any one of these women can be AEW champion. Like, you have the roster.
Legit for me too. That's where it started because for me, I had Abaddon at 10, and so going up from there, I literally any of them could be champion. Yeah.
I am. I could see Layla Hirsch being TBS champion. Matter of fact, man, fuck that. That whole 12. 12. As soon as I get to the 6, 5, but yeah, that whole 12, bro, could be champions.
Yeah, because Layla Hirsch and Big Swole. So again, the reason why I don't have those two on there is because I feel like they're just not. They're not being showcased really at all. When it comes to Dynamite and Rampage. You'll see them on Dark, and you'll see them all. Just in general, and maybe once in a while, Layla Hirsch, will be there on Dynamite, but for the most part, like they don't really showcase them. Red Velvet and a J, I feel like they get shown a little bit more, and I feel like there's more effort being put into trying to develop them into something, So that's kind of why I had them there. But I would say that I feel that Big Swole and Layla Hirsch, I feel are further along as far as being ready to be a champion like TBS or AEW champion than and Red Velvet or an Anna J. Yes.
Yeah, that's true. So I had number 7,
You were Serena Deeb.
Yep. So number 6, Ruby Soho.
Ooh, wow. Okay, so you got her lower than Adam at 3, but go ahead. Okay.
Yeah. I was like, when you had a 3, I was like, a little high for me, but
Really? Come on now, it's
a couple of
Ruby.
spots higher than our. Hey, once I go
No, I
higher,
know.
you'll
I
see.
get it. I already know. I mean, Ruby Soho and Chris Statler are gonna settle us in the ring. They gonna get a chance to settle in the ring, so we'll see.
Yeah, which I can't wait. Holy
That's
shit.
gonna be a great. Oh my god!
Oh my god.
That's gonna be a great
You know what? Fuck that. That's a good segue to go to number 5 because I have Christian Statlander at
There you
number
go.
5. Perfect. So I could just talk about 5 and 6.
Yeah.
So 5 and 6, Christian Statlander. 6, Ruby Soho. Of
Yeah.
course, Ruby Soho. She came in hot. The crowd. She's over with the crowd.
Yes.
She improved on her mic skills from WWE, so she perfected her craft in WWE. So now she can blossom and flourish in AEW. And you saw out the back and forth promos that she had with Britt Baker. Loved it. Her in this tournament with Chris Statlander. Oh my God, can't wait for that. Oh, I cannot wait for that. And Chris Statlander, what more can I say? She definitely grew on me because at first the character wasn't clicking with me. I didn't know where he was going with this, but what helped was her linking up with the best friends actually helped me digest it a little bit more and understand her quirkiness a little bit more because of the best friends association and her being part of that faction. So that's why it helped. Yeah. Number 4, Nyla Rose.
Ah, you have her high.
I do.
Okay. All right.
I do. Second AEW Women's Champion.
Yes.
I don't think she'll get enough love for her title reigns because she won the title twice, right? Is it 2 times?
No, it's just
One
once.
time?
Just once
One
because
time? Okay.
Riho beat her the first time, and then did she beat Riho for the championship? I think she took it off of Riho. Yeah.
Yeah, she took it off.
Yeah, she was the one that beat Riho for it. And that was it. She's fought for it a couple times, but since she was champion, I don't think she's ever gotten it back.
Yeah, man, she could talk shit on the mic. She could bring it. She's intimidating in the ring. Like it clicks. I take notice. She takes her time and she grimy with it in the ring too. She can get nasty, which I appreciate that too as a heel. And yeah, that's why I got her at number 4, man. Former champion. Yeah, she deserves another title run. That's why I thought like maybe she already had it, but
you're right. Give her another title run. She does deserve that.
Title run.
She deserves
bro.
that. Yeah.
All right. Number 3, Shida.
Yes.
Hikaru Shida. Yes. One of the longest, not one of the longest AEW Women's Champion. I felt like this was a missed opportunity on her championship run in the beginning during the pandemic era. That was a great opportunity to give us more an in-depth look about who is Shida, what is her, like, I want to hear her talk about her championship reign. What is she going to bring? What type of championship or what type of champion she wants to be. I want to hear all that. We didn't really get that from a verbal aspect, just more of a visual through all the defenses she had through her title reign. She was just being a fighter champion that way. But I wanted to see it through her. I wanted to feel it. I wanted to hear it from her mouth. So, but I thought that was a missed opportunity on the character work because she got it in the ring.
Yes.
Wrestling, she's clean. But I think in the character department, it's coming together now. But it could have came. I can't even talk right now. It could have came a lot sooner when she was a champion. Basically, when early in her career, like could have gave us like, all right, little. Even when she was down there in Joshi doing that, was the tag team tournament or? Yeah, doing the tag team tournament.
No, not the tag team. The women's championship tournament.
The women's championship tournament. Yeah. It, she could have let us know what she's doing down there, and then give us, some type of video package, man. Just let us know what's going on. It was nothing, man. It was just just weeks and weeks of
Yeah.
not seeing her carrying that title. All right, and then number 2, number 1, you had it yourself. Thunder Rosa, Britt
Yes.
Baker. What
Yes.
more can you say? The 1 and 2, the yin and yang. Uh, they have a great story together, and I think Thunder Rosa is highly in line to get that title off Britt Baker.
Yeah.
It's I think that's the story they got to tell us, because the match they had, the lights out match, was shit,
Lights out.
Exactly. The storytelling, and I don't think honestly Thunder Rosa got a lot of love that she should have, just like Britt Baker, because she came out like Britt Baker just came out on a whole nother level. And then I think people a little bit more quiet on the Thunder Rosa side. They was talking about more Britt Baker on the lights out match than Thunder Rosa. But yeah, man, 1 and 2, Britt Baker, Thunder Rosa, the leaders of the AEW women's division. This is my core, if you want to tell it, the top 12 core.
Yeah.
If you want to build, then you can develop, Red Velvet, Anna Jay, because then they wasn't on my list. I'll put them outside, but you can just,
and that's fair. That's fair. Looking at it, like I do agree with you on those two over Red Velvet and Anna Jay, as far as just purely on the wrestling side and their characters. The only thing is that I guess the way I built the list was more on who are they showing and how do I rank them versus just incorporating everybody. Because even like, Emi Sakura, I thought about, like she's there, she's great. She's like, to me, like that legend type character that you could even showcase her, use her, in some storylines with some of these wrestlers, and, just build off of someone's trying to build their legacy by ending, this wrestler who just feels like they're one of the greats. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's an opportunity even there. So, for me, I don't know. I just feel like doing this, it's such an interesting exercise to do this list, to do these rankings, because then I start thinking of like, well, okay, so we compile these lists. You've got a top 12. I've got a top 12. And if you tried to book off of these 12 and to say, hey, I want to get 2 matches each Dynamite out of this top 12, it wouldn't be a struggle. Like, I feel like I would feel confident putting up 2 matches a night out of this list and feel like it's going to be a good match. For you with you could say Big Swole versus Chris Statlander, or Layla Hirsch versus Thunder Rosa, just do something like that. And then the next week, mix it up, and have Nyla Rose versus, Tay Conti, or Abaddon versus, Serena Deeb. Just randomly picking them. I'm literally just being random.
I see you going random. I'm like, you going random.
Just jumping around. But then, let that build into a story. Tell a story within that. There's something personal going on. Maybe they've crossed paths on the indies and they can talk about that. Like, there's so much that they could do. And this core of, 12 to 14 women that we just described is enough to say you have a solid women's division. NXT, Raw, SmackDown, they basically had the same numbers. You probably would say there's like 12 to 14 women there, and maybe we would see, 5 to 6 like every single week associated, basically.
Yep.
And so with this number, 12 to 14, and all we're saying is just add one more match to what you're doing. Not incorporate all of them every week. We're not saying put this entire list of 12 on Dynamite every week or on Rampage every week. No. What we're saying is, using this core,
just
add one more. Just add one more. That's it. And then at least then you can say, okay, we're investing a little bit more as far as women's wrestling, because the promos, that's cool too. But to see 2 matches and to let these women go and showcase what they can do in this era of, you know, the women's revolution and, you know, just women's wrestling being on an all-time high right now, it's a missed opportunity not to. And the excuses are out the window when you look at lists like this and you say, they're all talented. All these women here are there. We're not talking about, like, on Dark, they'll bring out people that you've never heard of before who, yeah, they're super green. And I'm not saying put them on Dynamite. No. But this group, yes, you could pick
this some high quality shit right here.
This is high
top
quality.
12.
They're really fucking good.
Right.
Know? Like at the bottom of your list, banger. You had Abaddon. At 12. At 12 at the bottom of your list. Come on, man. Like, you telling me that with a roster that deep, you can't get 2 matches? 2. Come on.
I think because of doing these rankings, especially for the women's side, bro, I'm sorry, I'm done with the excuses.
Yeah,
I don't understand. I don't understand now because
we talked about this. At this point, fuck being patient. That's it. I'm done. I cannot. No. When I was doing this, I said, this is ridiculous. This is crazy. This is crazy. Like, I don't understand why anyone could think they could even fight.
We was texting each other when I told him, I'm like, bro, this don't make no fucking sense when I'm doing this top 12 for the women.
Yeah. I'm like, you really trying to tell me to be patient when you got all this talent? Even if you just said the top 10 from both, it's enough. And we did 12. We did 12. Yeah. I'm telling you, the crowd loves Anna Jay. They love Anna Jay. She's part of the Dark Order. You can't go wrong. Put her in a match. Red Velvet, like, come on, like, I don't understand. I don't get it.
I'm actually interested if there's holes in our argument. If there are, literally, because we just broke this shit down to a science, bro.
Because so what I'm already anticipating is we've heard some of these things already, right? You know, Thunder Rosa has got a lot going on outside of AEW, right? So that's why maybe she can't be there at every show. But like I just said, I mean, Thunder Rosa this week, she was on Dark, you know, and now she's going to be on Dynamite again. She's officially a part of the AEW roster. So
she's done with NWA.
Right. So, and I know she has her own, like,
Mission Pro Wrestling and down there in Texas. That's her own promotion.
Exactly.
Yep.
But, you know, even if you take her out of it, what do you say about Hikaru Shida? What do you say about Chris Statlander? What do you say about Tay Conti, about Serena Deeb, about Nyla Rose? I mean, come on, man. I'm not even mentioning the champion, Dr. Britt Baker. Right. Seriously. Why is it that we haven't seen Abaddon? Like, what's going on? Like, really? Like, I don't understand. I really don't understand. The 2 people that they do feature, like I said, I feel like they are showing because Anna Jay is in the Dark Order, so we do get to see her, but she just doesn't wrestle as often. And Red Velvet, okay, even if I gave you those 2 and said, they're green, you know, like, they still feel like they need some work, even though we see them wrestle. But even if you want to throw those out, Layla Hirsch, then take one of them out and put Layla Hirsch in there. You know, take out Red Velvet and put in Big Swole. Now what do you got to say?
What you got to say?
Big Swole green? like, come on. Like, really? On the mic and in the ring. Like, stop it. You mentioned that whole thing. Like, Diamante is another one, too. It's like, because of what... I don't understand. To me, we are on the same page, so it's hard to... like, even try to come up with what that other side is going to say. So,
because I'm trying to think. I'm like, all right, because they mentioned, I actually took that into account when they said, all right, you know, Red Velvet, she still need to be developed. Anna Jay, I'm like, cool, I won't mention them. I'll still come out with another 12 bangers, and I did without them.
But, and for me, I feel like, even though it still doesn't work for me, even with those 2, because sure, you can say that their wrestling isn't like 100% there, but then look at, like, you know, even WWE's women's division has women like them that are not fully developed that get to show up and wrestle every, like more often than what we see from AEW. Like, I don't buy it. I mean, it just doesn't make sense. And to me, they are solid enough that if you have them go against someone who is like a Hikaru Shida or a Chris Statlander or a Ruby Soho, that it's going to be a strong matchup. If you put Red Velvet right now against Ruby Soho or Hikaru Shida in a matchup, it's going to be a solid matchup. Will there be miscues? Sure. But you know what? That crowd is going to be in support of that matchup regardless.
They're going to say, they're not going to be like, oh, you fucked up.
Right. Right. Like, I don't understand. To me, it doesn't make sense. Like, even there are some people that are way more green than Red Velvet and Anna Jay. So the whole green thing to me is all just bullshit. Like, her matchup with Jade Cargill, that first matchup that they had, yes, there were some miscues and all that, but it was still an entertaining matchup. And watch this match. It was so entertaining. Guess what? They're going to do it again in the tournament. They feel like they have something there, and they're going to go ahead and do it again. Like, so clearly it wasn't that bad. They're running it back. There's a story there. I'll say this too. I'll say this, that the only thing that I would accept as a kind of a, I want 2 matches, right? I want them to at least jump up to 2 matches, but maybe even more importantly than that would be storylines, like actual storylines for the wrestlers, right?
Yeah.
So for Britt Baker and Thunder Rosa and Ruby Soho and Hikaru Shida to have stories that are engaging and all that, like that, to me is even next level beyond just 2 matches, is for all of them to have engaging stories going on. And, they're all trying to do their own thing. Like Thunder Rosa has a vlog. I've seen some of these other women too have vlogs. Everybody in AEW has a vlog. Sammy Guevara has a vlog. Like, everybody has
Sammy's
vlog.
vlogs.
Yeah. So they're trying to get their stories across, but where I want to see it happen on TNT, eventually when they move to TBS, give them actual stories. But I feel like even what would be easier for AEW, because they've got so many wrestlers and so many people, is if you can't focus and have the writers or whoever come up with solid storylines right up to jump, just have them have that extra match. Let people see them, know that they're talented in the ring, and can start to support them. And then maybe something organically happens that you can then create a story around, and then that can be where your storytelling comes from.
Yeah.
So that's my point. So,
like, to your point, because that Sheeta and Serena Deeb, they could have built from that.
Yeah, exactly. And they didn't. Like, you had Serena Deeb attack her after the fact, but it feels like it's not really going anywhere. And that just doesn't make any sense when you have like a damn near 5-star matchup. How do you not build off of that?
Blew the roof off of that.
Yeah, it was a great matchup. So anyway, not to belabor this too much, I love the fact that you took that into account with those 2, with Red Velvet and Anna Jay. I'm not going to run away from those 2 because I feel like those 2 do deserve some respect here. But at the same time, I hear you as far as, so even if I did take those 2 out, guess what? I got Big Swole and Layla Hirsch. So now what? Like, that's great.
What else you got?
Like, perfect. So I feel like the 2 lists complement each other in that way, that, we've got it covered from both sides. So that's great. All right. That was fun. We're going to have to jump in that more. We're not going to shut up about this. Damn it, I'm tired of the excuses.
We can probably get the most engagement out of this episode, because we might ruffle some feathers in this one. I know we did in the last episode of the Boomer Bus.
Yeah,
for AEW champion side, but now for the women's here.
Hey, bring it on! It's all good. At this point, we're just gonna speak our minds and tell the truth. And at the end of the day, what we want is for them to be choked. AEW's women's division, I feel like, has great wrestlers. Yes. At the bottom of the rankings, there are some that's like, okay, you can say they're still a work in progress. But from 10 through to 1, they've got great wrestlers, great characters, great wrestlers that deserve more than one match on a Dynamite or one match on a Rampage. Specifically Dynamite because it's 2 hours, but Rampage, they can figure that shit out too. Give them 2 matches, just one more match.
Just one
That's
more.
it. No one's saying the division is shitty. It's
Just
the
one
booking
more.
and it's the disrespect because they're not finding time to showcase the talent. Just one more match. That's all we want.
That's all we want.
That's
That's so hard to ask.
This debate will probably never end until they finally cave and give us that one more match. So
here,
yeah, take it, fine.
take it. All right, let me see it again next week.
Right, exactly. Don't just give it to us once. We want that to be consistent.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's get into some predictions here. So AEW Full Gear predictions. Right now, we know of 8 matches. All right, but we're going to go ahead and jump into this. Buy-in, we're not sure what that's going to be yet. They haven't really announced that. And Dynamite is tomorrow, so we're going to get more info probably tomorrow and Friday before the Saturday pay-per-view.
Yep.
But, definitely looking forward to this. And yeah, you're going to be watching this. It's going to be fun checking that out and seeing, this all live. So we'll check all that out. But first off, let's go down this list here. Let's go backwards order here. Christian Cage and the Jurassic Express versus the Super Click. We're going to start with that matchup. And this one has a stipulation of falls count anywhere. All right. So, Devin, I'm going to start with you. Who you got winning this matchup? You got the Jurassic Express or the Super Click? Based off your rankings, I think I know where you're going, but.
Yes. Using that foresight already. I love it. Of course, Adam Cole. It's all about the boom. I got them going over Christian Cage and Jurassic Express. I'm sure it's going to be a bang because this is fall counts anywhere. So that's a lovely stipulation for these two teams. I think it's fitting too. So, but I could see definitely the Click using that stipulation to their advantage more so than Jurassic Express and Christian Cage.
Yeah, I won't take too much time here. Super Click for the win. Adam Cole and the boys. Adam Cole and the Bucks, I should say, getting that win. Yes, putting them down. And yeah, just a great matchup. But I want this to go off into a one-on-one feud between Adam Cole and Jungle Boy. I think that's the next step for me with this feud is I want to see those two at one-on-one.
Same.
So next up, same, exactly. I want that. Next up, let's go to this one. The Inner Circle versus what we call it, American Top Team in a Minneapolis street fight. So on the American Top Team side, obviously we got Ethan Page and Scorpio Sky. You also have Junior Dos Santos, Andre Arlovsky, and the mouthpiece himself, Dan Lambert. Man, his reaction too when they said it was going to be him as their final pick too was great. Like
he fucked up when he first mentioned himself as the first member I created Top Team. Me. Don't forget about me.
Right. Hey, that's on him. So this one for me, pretty straightforward pick. I'm going with the Inner Circle to win this matchup here. Could American Top Team pull this off and have the swerve? Yeah, maybe. I guess they could, but I'm not going with that. I'm going with the Inner Circle to pull off the victory. Yeah, so that's what I'm going with. Enough said there. Who you got?
Yeah, same, bro. Inner Circle. This is a feel-good moment for the crowd. Taking a sing along. You know, I'm a come. You know, this is. I see it. You know, Top Team is not winning. I don't see Ethan Page, Scorpio Sky getting the dub because they haven't shown me anything that they're investing the time for these two gentlemen. So yeah, Inner Circle.
Yeah. All right. So it's pretty straightforward with that one. Lucha Bros. The Lucha Bros are back wrestling together for the tag team championships. They're going to defend their titles against FTR, Dax Hardwood, and Cash Wheeler.
Yes.
Who you got?
This is pretty easy. Lucha Bros.
Lucha Bros. Yeah,
Lucha Bros. Yeah,
That's
they're
pretty
not losing those
straightforward.
titles.
I'm not.
Right.
Yeah, I'm not buying this. I'm not buying this at all. That they're about
Let me
to
ask
lose.
you this: does that affect the level, the quality, not the quality, but maybe the anticipation of this match?
Yes, it does. It does because on paper you would say, yeah, oh wow, Lucha Bros versus FTR, but I don't know. I'm not really that excited for who's gonna win, but I know that it's gonna be a strong match. I'm sure that
They'll deliver.
it's gonna deliver. It's gonna do
Yeah.
its thing, but I'm not really like this is one of my top most anticipated matches on the card. It might be my least anticipated match on the card, honestly, because I feel like there's really not been. I mean, there's been a build, but I really just haven't really cared much about the build.
It's been quiet. Their builds
been very
have been
quiet.
Yeah.
Very quiet. So let's go to a match that has gotten some pretty big build recently, and that's CM Punk versus Eddie Kingston. Let's go straight to that match there. This one, I have no idea which way they're going to go with this, man. Because the way that last one ended, it seemed like Eddie Kingston, it flipped. And if they're listening to the crowd and if they're paying attention to the moment, it feels like this could be a great moment for Eddie Kingston.
Yeah.
So it would be something for them to do that. But I do think that they're going to have CM Punk win the matchup. And Eddie Kingston himself said, it doesn't really matter if I win or lose. I'm just going to beat you up. Like, that's really it. He copped to it himself. So maybe that's him telling on himself, like, look, I'm going to lose the matchup. But I'm going to beat the shit out of you, and I'm going to get my pound of flesh, basically, in the process. So I do think it'll be CM Punk. But I wouldn't be surprised if Eddie Kingston were to come out with a victory and shock us all. Like, it'd be an interesting moment, and maybe if the crowd is really with Eddie, could that lead to I don't know, maybe it's too soon for a heel turn, but that could start the foundation for an eventual CM Punk heel turn with something organic, like everyone siding with Eddie over him. Like, that could be something. So, but I got CM Punk winning this matchup.
Yeah, the same. I got CM Punk as well, just straightforward. I think it will be a close match, though. Eddie Kingston, he's gonna go out there and put it all and die on the shield. I know that. But that would be interesting if Eddie does pull up the upset. I would just say if they go that route, don't waste it, because this is CM Punk's first loss. Make it count. Where you gonna take this win for Eddie Kingston? Where you gonna take this loss for CM Punk? Like, does he doubt himself? Does he, like you said, now we get like a heel turn from CM Punk? Like is that one of the foundations right there to start it? So that's what I would say about if you're gonna go that route for Eddie Kingston to win over CM Punk. But yeah, CM Punk all day for that one.
Okay.
Undefeated.
Agreed. Yeah, still undefeated. That's true.
Yep.
That's true. So to have that first loss, yeah, you're right about that. All right. I think they're going to start to get harder from here. I'm going to save the men's and the women's championship matches for last. So we're going to jump into, let's do Darby Allin versus MJF. This matchup, a lot of build here. Basically with the 4 pillars comment from MJF, that came from this feud. Also, MJF talking about, the car accident, and Darby Allin should have been the one that died, and just all the crazy shit that he's been saying to Darby throughout this whole feud. It's been one. Now, this is one. MJF recently too was saying, I'll beat you with like a wrist lock or something, like some basic wrestling move. He was saying if he wanted to, he could, and I don't think that that's gonna happen. But I can see MJF trying to prove a point and then cheating and like trying to, go over that way.
Yeah.
This is tough. Because both of them, I feel like they both kind of need to win. Like MJF, yeah, it's like who needs it more? But both of them, it would feel like if they lost, it would affect both of them. Because MJF has been talking so much shit that for him to lose, just like then what?
Like,
You know, all that stuff that you were talking
still,
about.
He's still perfect. He hasn't lost yet.
Right.
In singles.
Right. I mean, Darby, if he loses, I guess they could still build to like a rematch, you know, and maybe kind of build it that way. Like if MJF cheats, then Darby could be like, oh, you know, you said you were gonna do a wrestling match and then you use the ring or whatever.
Yeah.
Let's do a, you know, no DQ match or some shit like that. Gosh. I'm gonna go with MJF, man. I'm gonna go with MJF to win this matchup. I came in thinking I was gonna pick Darby.
Really?
But yeah, just because, you know, it feels like the way they've been telling the story, MJF has been saying so much bullshit to Darby that usually something like that guy doesn't get rewarded for talking all that shit. It's like, okay, he's going to get his comeuppance and Darby will get his revenge here. But I'm thinking long term with this. I feel like, I mean, maybe this is just my desire. Like, I feel like this is a feud that I could see continuing on past this. Do they see it that way? I don't know. Maybe not. But I'm kind of making this pick based off the idea that I want this to be a long-term story. So I'm going to go with MJF winning to continue the story.
All right. I got MJF winning, but I do think this story is over, though. I don't feel, you know, that they would continue it past full year. No, because I feel that just the way this feud is at, it's at its it's at its pinnacle. No pun intended, but yeah, for Darby Allin, I think he can take an L.
I think
will it slow down his momentum? I don't think so. Maybe Sting will, because Sting still helps out. You know, just from a visual standpoint, like man, you know, you got Sting in your corner. I don't think he loses anything because MJF is gonna win by heel tactics. I can guarantee that. He wins in regular wrestling matches, right? Yeah. Wrestling matches is his wheelhouse.
Yeah,
you know, if this was a different stipulation, cage or
that's what I'm saying.
I feel like
I feel like we'll see a stipulation match like that.
Like we need to get there.
It's over. Yeah.
So that's what. Yeah,
this is the first one to get us there. Yes.
Okay. I see you now. I see what you're talking about now. Okay. I'm connecting the dots. Okay.
Yeah. Because you got to see your point. Yeah, like in this regular matchup, this is MJF's world. Yeah. But let Darby, you know, take him to like a cage match or a falls count anywhere, and he's in his element now. So, and that speaks more to a rematch, you know, because right now we got what we got. Unless they change it, unless on Dynamite they add a stipulation to it, then we're both. You might get a text from me saying, "Hey, man, Darby's about to win this because they're going back to the warehouse. You know, they're going back to cinematic. Sting's gonna be there."
Oh, just because you said it, I'm not saying it is decided for this pick. It's tentative. Because that's a good point. Because they can add a stipulation to that. And that can affect my pick, man.
Yeah. If they add a stipulation, I don't know. Right now, though, I'm going to stick with MJF winning because I feel like at this point, they won't add the stipulation. They're going to keep it a regular matchup, and then we get a rematch. Because that's what I want. I want MJF to win, even make people hate him even more, and then Darby's like, let's do it this way. And MJF would be like, I can beat you in your match. He's full of himself, and then he loses in the rematch. Let's do it that way. But yeah.
Okay, I'm cool. I'm cool with it. Yeah.
So we're both MJF, at least.
MJF, right.
You know, MJF.
Yeah, for right MJF. Now. Tentative. All right. Until we watch down, TNT Dynamite. And they'll say, like, oh, all right, cage or no disqualifications match. I'm like, oh, shit.
Right. Like, it all changes.
Right. Oh, shit. Like, I'm going to change my pick.
Well, another one that's a tough one to choose, and this one, oh my goodness, I'm struggling. I'm struggling with this one.
Yeah.
The AEW World Championship Eliminator Tournament Final.
Yeah.
Bryan Danielson versus motherfucking Miro. God's former favorite champion.
Yep.
Is he its favorite again?
No.
We will find out. You said no.
Instantly. I know who's the favorite. No hesitation. No.
Man, this right here. You go first because I literally I don't know.
Bro.
I don't know.
First of all, this match is gonna slap. We know that.
Yeah.
It's gonna be painful to watch at times. We know that. All right. But who will come out with the dub?
Yeah.
That is the question right there. And that's a tough question because these guys can go. They're on the top of on their game right now.
Yep.
Miro firing on all cylinders. Bryan Danielson 2021 has been his year. All right. Period. Next year, to your point, last week you said when PWI come out, he better be number one, bro.
Yeah.
He better be. If he keeps this trend right now, he better be, bro. Well, we're almost done with the year. Never mind. He better be.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. But I'm gonna go with DB.
Oh,
or BD. I'm gonna say BD. I'm sorry.
Right.
Bryan Danielson. I gotta go. It's tough. It's like I'm not even hating anybody want to pick Miro against Bryan Danielson, because honestly, it could go either way. But Bryan Danielson has been on a roll, bro. He's been on a roll, and oh my God, yeah, Miro's gonna take an L. Can he take an L? I don't know. Depends on the match, I guess. I can't answer that. Depends on that match. Depends how hard he fight his ass off in that wrestling match, man. If he gives everything, like everything, you're gonna get all this work, DB. I'm gonna make you bleed. I'm gonna turn your chest into taco meat, bro. You're gonna feel me. Like if he lose like that, I'm like, all right.
Yeah.
I know, most powerful move in the world. No shit like that.
Oh yeah. Roll up. No. Oh man. Shout out to Simon Ups and Downs. I've been watching his show too, and just there have been people that have been holding up signs at AEW events. Simon, give me an up. And I'm just like, wow, man. Like the fans are really showing up. So
that's what's up.
Congrats to that, man. I'm going to go with Miro.
Ooh.
I'm going to go with Miro. I think Miro wins. I think it's weird, too, because Miro is the replacement for Moxley, and he came out of nowhere. But I feel like, there's something about this. Bryan is the kind of guy who he's cool putting people over.
That's true.
And so I feel like it wouldn't bother him to do that for Miro. And to give him that shine. Would he have beaten Moxley?
WWE guy, I got your back.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Had it been Moxley, would it be different? We'll never know. But, there's something that tells me that Miro is going to do this. That he's going to get this opportunity to fight for the AEW World Championship. It just seems like this is a great time to do it. And Bryan taking his first L here against Miro, I mean, it would be believable. It's just like Miro has been destroying people, and if he gets him in that freaking, that submission, there's no way. Like he's gonna tap or pass out or whatever. It's gonna be crazy. As a fan watching this matchup, I'm gonna be rooting for Bryan Danielson. Yeah, because I just love Bryan Danielson. But if I'm thinking about the booking, I think the way they're going to book this is to have Miro win and be the competitor for the champion. And I almost want to segue right into that one, but I'm going to hold off because
why you teasing me like that?
It would have been the perfect segue, but we have not talked about the AEW Women's Championship matchup. So we got to get that one in.
Right.
So Dr. Britt Baker, DMD versus Tay Conti. So this matchup here, I love Tay Conti. I love Tay Conti.
Yeah.
And I feel like this is a wonderful spot for her to be in, being, at a pay-per-view, fighting for the title. The last time she fought for the title, it was just on Dynamite. So here, doing it at a pay-per-view, I think it's a great opportunity for her to be, at the top of just in the limelight for AEW in this way. But having said that, though, I do not feel like the title is going to change hands right now. I still feel like we're building the championship, adding more prestige to it. Dr. Britt Baker, she's on fire. It doesn't feel like the timing is right. And when we talked about our rankings, Thunder Rosa seems to be the collision course. That seems to be the person that eventually she's going to have to go against. The only way that would change, I think, is if Thunder Rosa were to win, say, the TBS championship. Like, maybe that changes everything, but I don't think that's going to happen. So I think that the collision course is Dr. Britt Baker and Thunder Rosa. So I say Dr. Britt Baker wins this matchup, retains, and is still our AEW Women's Champion.
Well said. Well said. I'm not going to piggyback off that because we already know it's Dr. Britt Baker, DMD. Yeah, you're gonna fight your ass off. You deserve this spot. Tay Conti, but we already know what it is. It's just formalities. All right, Britt Baker, DMD.
All right, done. Now,
there we go. Let's go. You know I was rushing this.
I know because you want to get that cliffhanger there. This match is years in the making. We, predict this match a couple times. Been wanting to see this match ever since they were a tag team. Oh my God, the story. Adam Hangman Page has been in the Elite, and the drinking, and they were in a tag team, and they were champions, and falling out with the Elite, and Kenny Omega left him in the middle of the ring by himself, and looked like he was going to turn on him. Looked like Adam was going to turn on him. There's been so much going on with these two, and now here we are, finally, after all these years, after ups and downs and pitfalls, and Kenny not being quite the champion we wanted him to be necessarily, but we're here, and I'm hyped. I am hyped for this matchup. We have got Adam Hangman Page versus Kenny, by God, Omega for the AEW World Championship.
Woo.
Here we go. So, yeah, this matchup, it's going to be 30 plus minutes probably.
It will. 25 minimum.
Yes. It's going to be a lot of fun. I can't wait to see it. My pick for this is been the same since I thought this match was going to happen. I said when Moxley was champion, I said Kenny Omega was going to be the guy to beat him. And I said Adam Hangman Page would be the guy to beat Kenny Omega. I said it then. So years ago, I had said that. So I'm saying it now. I'm sticking with that pick. I've got Adam Hangman Page winning and finally becoming AEW champion, closing off that road where, he was in that first matchup for the championship, lost to Jericho. We didn't think he was ready for it. Now to come full circle, and here he is again fighting for the championship, and he feels damn ready for it. It's about time. Let's go. Adam Hangman Page, your new AEW World Champion. That's my
So, let me ask you this question.
This is going to be interesting because you go. Ask me the question.
You probably already know where I'm going with this, though. So, I already know, it makes perfect sense why Adam Hangman Page would win. But going forward, his next defense, you see him going against Miro.
Yep.
And so Miro can take the L from Cowboy.
Yes.
You don't think that would have a bigger impact if he was to give that L to Bryan Danielson?
The bigger impact for Adam Hangman Page to beat Daniel over beating Miro.
Right.
I mean, you're not wrong. I just don't feel like I want to see those two wrestle, but I feel like it makes more sense just because Miro being the heel he is, he's a great heel. I feel like that's a perfect matchup for a face Adam Hangman Page, like just first villain to try to stop, and it just, I mean, seriously, just on a basic level, right? Like he's the hero. He's like a great hero. And to have him go against a guy like Miro, who's scary as all hell. He's Bane basically, man, breaking people, breaking backs.
Breaking backs.
Yeah. And just the promo work you're gonna get from Miro, and him thinking he's right there, back to being God's favorite champion. And Hangman is just Hangman. He's just gonna come out looking like $1,000,000, being like, no, not today. Not letting it happen. Not on my watch. And he's gonna have a beer afterwards. So I think that, yes, as far as name value, it would be bigger for Adam to beat Bryan. But as far as storytelling, I just see it being the more natural pick to go with Miro. Now, and again, I'm not opposed to Hangman versus Daniel, or versus Bryan, I should say.
Yeah.
As a matchup, just as a pure matchup, as a great match. I could see it happening. And they could tell a great story too. Absolutely.
Because AEW do a lot of those matchups, just pure matchups, as opposed to the typical heel and face story.
Exactly. But I guess I feel like what's going to happen is that we're going to get Bryan versus Kenny Omega 2. Like, that matchup is going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
And the way this is all going, I feel like when Bryan fights for that championship, more than likely he's going to win. Like, he's going to get the championship. Now, he's the kind of guy that would be okay, though, losing, a championship matchup. So I think that's fine. But in my heart, I feel like when I see him fight for the championship, I'm going to want him to win. And I don't want to do that to Hangman right off the bat. Like, he just won, and they're going to put him against a guy who I really want to win. And I think other fans will be the same way, that they'll all be like, well, I'm sorry, Hangman. I mean, this is great and all, but it's Bryan. Like, so that's gonna be a torn crowd, Like, no, I want Hangman to like be the clear favorite. Yeah. Everybody wants Hangman to win. Miro comes in there like an asshole, and we're all like, no, like no. Or an MJF, honestly, like an MJF too. That could be another guy where, I could see eventually Hangman facing him for the championship. But yeah, Daniel right away. I feel like maybe down the road, but not right now.
All right. I was just curious by that, like, like how do you, like, how are you seeing that? But you explained it well. I get it. I understand. But I see a little bit different, because I see the way AEW books. They're more, they're more about wrestling, pure matchups, as opposed to telling stories. So I go with the more, more in favor, as I can see Bryan Danielson, winning and then facing Adam Hangman Page, and he loses against Adam Hangman Page. And that would carry some weight too. Like, bro, you just beat, he's been like, hitting these matches, almost beating everybody, because he almost beat Kenny Omega, took him to the bell. But that will hold some weight though if you beat him now.
That's true. You're not wrong. Like, again, that name value of beating Bryan Danielson would be huge. So I totally get it. I just, think that as a champion, as a first-time champion, and as a guy who I think they believe in to be like a leader for the company, that I don't know that they would challenge him right away with the guy who we're calling the best in the company, period. Like, I think you kind of hold off on that for a little bit and let him build up to Bryan's status somehow, some way, by getting a bunch of W's and building that up.
I feel like Miro is like, if he's going for the championship, he needs to win. Period. Just the way he's been booked. If he's gonna face Adam Hangman Page, I'm sorry, he needs to win. I don't want to see him lose, and then all right, and then we move on, and then you don't see Miro maybe for a couple
I don't
weeks, and
know
then
if
he's
it'll
back
be.
on,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
then
yeah.
he's back on that mission statement, or he might change it up. I don't know, but if he's gonna be the Miro that I know, then he needs to win.
I don't. I feel like I'd be okay. I feel like I'd be okay with him losing to the AEW World Champion. You know, if it was just like, you know, they're just having a regular matchup, you know, then maybe I'd feel differently about it. But and that's Miro's first opportunity in AEW for the World Championship, and as a heel, like I feel like I can accept it. I feel because even so, when Miro lost to Sammy Guevara,
Yeah,
you know, I felt like I did not see that coming. I didn't see Miro losing at that point, but I wasn't mad at Sammy beating him. And I feel like
same here.
Miro, for me, didn't really take a step back overall. It was more about, you know, Sammy becoming a champion for the first time and celebrating Sammy, and Miro was a great heel, and they told a great story, and that was it. And I feel like a similar thing, there could be a similar thing there with Adam, where, you know, Miro, yes, maybe walking into that matchup, you think Miro's going to win, and that's part of the point. That it would feel like Miro is just he just if he beats Bryan Danielson, and then he's going to go against Adam Hangman Page. How the hell are you going to beat this dude, Adam? Yeah, congratulations, you just beat Kenny, but guess what? You got to go against the guy that just beat Bryan Danielson. Like, holy shit! Like,
I hear you. I hear you. Like he gets the juice from beating Bryan Danielson, and he can take that, and then that makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah. Carry it over, and then all right. Adam Heyman Page, take it away from him. That's mine now. Absorb it to me.
Yep.
I'm all for one. There we go.
Yes,
I get it, bro.
Yeah, man. But what's your pick? What do you got?
I thought I picked. Oh, yeah.
You did not.
Kenny Omega. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Kenny Omega. Adam Heyman Page. Sorry.
Hello.
No. Hell no. Adam Heyman Page. Yeah.
Okay,
I got
him. Okay.
Yeah.
So we both got Adam Heyman Page. Yeah. I mean, what percentage chance do you give Kenny Omega to retain?
That's a good question. You know what? I give him just below 50, so 45. I give him 45% chance.
Okay. I think that's fair, honestly, because there's a part of me that thinks that there's a chance he could win.
Yeah.
I feel like if Daniel wins, if Bryan Danielson wins, I'm going to be thinking like, oh, shit, they're going to have Kenny win, and then it'll be Kenny versus Bryan Danielson for the championship. I thought about
that, too, if they wanted to go that route. Like, would they do that to Adam Heyman Page? Would they detour all this buildup? Like, nah, we're gonna change the plans. We're gonna go Bryan Danielson and Kenny Omega. We're gonna go that route.
Because that matchup was amazing between
fire,
Kenny and Bryan.
It was fire.
Like, you could argue there's more anticipation now for Kenny versus Bryan than there is for this matchup coming up on Saturday. There could be an argument made. For me, in my heart, I'm like, look, I love that matchup, but this has been years in the making. Like, I want to see Adam as champion. But
because we saw that match, and they went bell to bell.
With a draw.
And that wasn't even for the fucking title. Just think it was for the title.
For the title, yeah. That's why, I could see it. I like, hey, Adam, you had a child. That's great. That's a wonderful thing. It's a gift. But during that time, like this dude Bryan Danielson came in and
my hands are tied right now.
Hot right now. Just
I gotta go with the hot hand. You know how this is.
Right. Your time will come. Your time will come.
Right. We'll get you back. We'll build you back up. And then you'll be hot again.
Man.
The fans would be cool because they'd be patient enough to accept that.
Yeah, AEW fans are patient. They're patient.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh man. So Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. It's gonna be interesting to see, but yeah, let's see. I just want to make sure that we didn't miss any of the
I
matches.
think we
Yeah,
got
we went
everybody,
through everything.
man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that does it. We went through all of the matches for Full Gear coming up this Saturday.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a fun pay-per-view overall. We
Mhm.
pretty much agreed on most of these matches. I think really the only one was the Bryan Danielson and Miro matchup that we had a real just disagreement on as far as the finish that I'm looking at here. So yeah, just it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see, but I'll be rooting for Bryan Danielson. I'll tell you that right now. I'm a big fan of Bryan Danielson, and if he wins, and I'll be happy either way. So I wouldn't be mad about being wrong in a prediction there. But just booking wise, I feel like probably be Miro, but we'll see. So either way, it's gonna be a fun card.
Yeah.
But
I'm excited for Full Gear, man. It's gonna be fun.
Yes.
Yeah.
But that does it for that. I guess any final thoughts overall before we call it an episode?
I had fun breaking down the AEW roster on the men's and the women's side, especially the women's side.
Especially the women's side.
Especially the women's side, man. I think we had some key points.
Yep. Hashtag
to be highlighted. Ooh, I like that. Fuck being patient. Hashtag.
Yeah.
Hashtag. If y'all want to tag us that on Twitter, tag us that. Fuck being patient.
Fuck being patient.
Right. Rocking with the women's division. Let's go. We just gave y'all 12 bangers.
Yes. Oh my God.
Yeah.
All right. So that's gonna do it. But before we go, as always, with every episode, at the end of every episode, Devin, please tell the people where they can catch us.
Yes. All the time. You can always find us on the One Stop and Shop website, ClarkStreetWrestling.com/store as well, because we have all of our merchandise. We have cups. We got caps as well. Just to let you know, caps coming soon. Nice. We got little winter caps coming soon as well. Coffee cups, blankets, hoodies, and last but not least, I'm gonna make it last because we're heading into winter season. And beach towels is not at the top of my mind.
Right, for us here in the Midwest.
Right. But for our listeners down there,
somewhere tropical,
nice and warm. Right. We got you. Yeah, even in Saudi, because we got listeners in Saudi now out there enjoying that nice weather. Enjoy the beach towels. Get your motherfucking beach towels. All right. And catch all of our audio episodes as well on the Clark Street Wrestling website and our social platforms, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok. Yes, and of course, YouTube, where you catch all of our season 3 and exclusive only content after hours. That's right. Exclusively only on YouTube. Not on Spotify, not on Amazon Music. You can't tell Alexa, hey, pull up after hours. No. Go to YouTube, subscribe, hit that like, and don't hit that dislike. Go get that smoke. All right? It is decided.
It is
ClarkStreetWrestling.com. Get it. SD for the abbreviation. Let's go. For your pleasure.
There we go. That's it. So for this episode, that is going to do it. The top 12 for the AEW women's division, top 12 for the AEW men's division, and the prediction show for AEW Full Gear this Saturday live on pay-per-view. That is going to do it. So for Devin, I'm Hafeez. We'll catch you guys next time. Peace.
All right, guys. Thanks for listening to the Clark Street Wrestling Podcast. Fuck being patient.
Fuck being
Done.
patient.
That's right.